Living Seed Media brings to you God's Word, which is His comprehensive equipment for changing lives. May the Lord impact your heart as you encounter His Word. For further inquiry or counsel, contact Peace House, P.O. Box 971, Boko, Benue State, Nigeria. Telephone numbers 0703 0363659, 0703 7681198. Email address lsmedia@livingseed.org, or visit our website at www.livingseed.org. Let us sit back and listen as the servant of God brings forth the word of life.
I don't intend for us to do some long discussion tonight. I just want us to start to pray together. And I'm going to talk about two people. There's so much we could say about them, but two people who came to the end of their roaming about, who became tired of doing the usual things, who demanded that something has to change about them. And what God did to turn them over. Two persons that decided that whatever happens, something has to change. There are two stories, and I'm going to read it briefly. I know that I could be tempted to go on and it may become a long meeting, but I intend, and I just want to, it's not a teaching, it's just a challenge. It's time to move forward. Now, the first man, you are familiar with him, is Jacob. You know Jacob. And because of the little space of time I have, I'm not going to be able to do an elaborate analysis of his life. But permit me to do a quick rundown to the point at which his life experienced a turnaround. And that's what I'm concerned about tonight. Nothing more. There are other issues about his life that is very important, but we cannot deal with it today. We are going somewhere. Now, in Genesis 25, where Jacob and Esau were born, I want you to listen to a few things. In that Genesis 25, Jacob and his twin brother Esau were born. But I want you to note that ever before Jacob was born, there was much prayer over his head. There was much prayer. There was a great anticipation of what the plan of God should have been, because Isaac was carrying on his head a very, very critical covenant that is meant to affect the entire world. And may I quickly say to you, those that were meant to affect the entire world, or to change their generation, or to bring a critical change onto their nation, honestly speaking, when they are born just like any other child. Those who became our leaders when they were born, was there anything around their neck? They were born like any child. So at birth, you never can know what a child could become. Because at birth, all children are born the same. But there's something peculiar about Jacob. Before he was to be born, there was so much prayer. And when his mother was pregnant and the babies were struggling, in those days there were no scan. There was no scan, there was no MRI that would have allowed them to see that there are two babies inside. But you see, as the pregnancy was progressing, it became very clear that Rebekah was finding some difficulties. And so in Genesis 25, please get it quickly, and in verse 21 and verse 22, the Bible said, Isaac prayed to the Lord for his wife because she was barren, and the Lord granted his prayer, and Rebekah his wife conceived. The children struggled together within her, and she said, if it is thus, why is this happening to me? So she went to inquire of the Lord, and look at God. Look at a child of destiny inside this ordinary womb. And maybe because some of you, your mothers are no more alive to tell us what was going on when they carried your pregnancy. Some of you, you never had opportunity of listening to the story, the prayers that your mother prayed at the point of your delivery. Some of you, you didn't have the privilege, and many of us actually, we didn't have the privilege of knowing what was going on in the heavenlies while you were being released on the earth. But for Jacob, we have a record. The record was that while the babies were struggling, there was this violent contractions, and Rebekah went to pray and said, Lord, why am I like this? What is struggling inside of me like this? The Lord began to say to her, 2 nations are in your womb. Can you imagine? God did not say 2 babies are in your womb. Are you hearing me? You are the one that called them babies. God sees what these babies will become, and he addressed them like that. 2 nations are in your womb. Sometimes because we don't have a vision for the children that we give birth to, we just call them toddlers. But if ever we speak about what a child was meant to become, God may be saying, that's a president there. That's a worldwide evangelist there. That's a nation being born here. So God began to say, 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples from within you shall be divided. The one shall be stronger than the other, and the older shall serve the younger. God already spoke about what this man was going to be. But listen to me. The fact that there's a great prophetic utterance over your head does not make it automatic that you will become that thing. The fact that there was a very powerful utterance, even given by God over your head, does not mean you can easily walk into it. There are so many people that heaven had great plans for, but they ended in the dustbin. There were even people whom God has made great plans for their lives, but they mismanaged themselves and they died a shadow of what they were meant to be. And as I'm bringing this word of God to you tonight, my heart is heavy, because our generation is littered with unfulfilled dreams. Our land is full of men who could have been great, or who have been maimed and crippled and cut short, and they're just begging about. Jacob had a great destiny hanging on his neck. Even when he had not known how to speak, when he had not done anything, heaven had a plan for him. The book of Romans was explaining and said, even when the child has not done anything, God said, Jacob I love, Esau I hate. But may I say to you, even if God has chosen you to love you, to love you, to love you, you may still not enter into the place of your divine destiny unless God will have mercy on you. Now, Jacob was born. His brother was born. They were all growing. Somehow, I don't know whether Jacob was quietly told and said, look, even though that you are younger, your senior brother will serve you. You will be the master. I don't know whether he was told that. And he thought that, okay, he could manipulate it. Tell somebody by your side that you won't become anything by manipulation. Tell somebody like that. I didn't hear you. There's somebody there that believes in manipulation. Tell him, call him out and say, call him by his name. Ask him, say, what's your name? Now tell him and say, you aren't become anything by manipulation. He thought that he could manipulate his way. He thought he could, by cleverness, work things out for himself. And because in their family there was a little problem, which many of us also experience in our families. Many times, husband and wife, sometimes they are divided over the children. Right in the house, it was clear who is the mommy's pet. Who was the mommy's pet? Jacob was mommy's pet. And Esau, a very wide boy that went everywhere hunting, became the father's favorite. Because at least he would go and bring some rats and some crickets. The two, husband and wife, they did not know that they are putting a problem on the destiny of their children. One of the things that made Jacob to suffer so much in life, it's only by grace that he entered into his destiny, was because of that mismanagement in the family.